Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and to a video in which abnormal Sudoku rules apply. Well, no, Sudoku rules don't apply at all. Let's be honest. These are kind of paranormal Sudoku rules. We'll get to the puzzle in a minute. Do want to mention the Guess Again Sudoku Hunt on Patreon, which is the March monthly reward. Unbelievable numbers of entries on the first day. Just every minute or two, somebody else sends in a solution. Do be aware that we made one tiny edit to the instructions. We need a 4-letter word as well as a number string. A lot of people have sent in a 5-letter word that isn't a word. But most people have got it right. Very well done to all of you who have done so. That is brilliant. Thank you for your compliments about the Sudoku puzzles too, which are gratefully received. Or loads of other content on Patreon. There always is. And in a day or two, I'm going to be putting up the solves of the previous month's monthly reward as well, which have been recorded now. So they are going to go up soon. So that's for the $3 Patreon. So loads of content there on Patreon. Thank you very much. If you support the channel in that way, we are very appreciative, and that's why we try to bring you the top quality content that we think we do. Also top quality content on our apps, of course, so do check those out. They're on the links under the video. You can try all the various puzzle types there, and there's going to be 100 puzzles in each app very soon, I believe. So that's good news. Now, what else have we got going on? We've got our merchandise. You could get a mug that says Bobbins on one side and Cracking the Cryptic on the other. You could get all kinds of hoodies, t-shirts and stuff. There's loads going on there as well. And the links under the video will take you also to the Discord server, Sven's SUDOKU PAD, everything to do with the channel, the catalogue of all our past videos. We've been doing 2 a day for very nearly 2 full years now, and proud of that. So that continues, but we normally say we do 2 Sudoku videos a day, and this is not a Sudoku. It has some rules that are a bit like it. Also rules that are a bit like a Suguru puzzle, which is one of those where you divide where the grid is already pre-divided into shapes, and every 5-cell shape would have the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it, and there's rules about how they touch. So this has got some similarities to that. So yeah, the reason we're doing this, by the way, is we got several recommendations for it, and I had it as something I was thinking of doing today, and then yesterday Math Pesto, the constructor, wrote to us themselves and said they'd been asked to recommend it to us by many people. So very unsurprising, I suppose, but it was cute that it was probably going to be done today, and then we got that email as well. So thanks to Math for creating it and sending the email. Now, in his instructions, which are on the link because I'm using his link and just creating a tiny URL from it. It says, before starting, go to settings and turn off conflict checker. Well, I have mine turned off anyway, which would have saved me a lot of trouble if I didn't yesterday, but that's how we play it. To replicate tournament conditions, really. Fill some cells in the grid. This is how it begins. Not all cells. Fill some cells in the grid with the digits 1 to 9, such that no digit repeats in a row or column. Okay. Cells containing a circle, square, or arrow must have a digit in them. So any cell with a marking in the grid has a digit in it. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in the circle. Well, that's normal enough, so those two will add up to that one. Grey squares contain even digits, and grey circles contain odd digits. Again, you might be familiar with that from our past puzzles. Now, here we go. A region is a collection of orthogonally adjacent cells. So I guess that could be a region. A region of size n, and this one I've drawn would be size 6, contains the digits 1 through n. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be in that, once each, obviously. Regions may not touch each other orthogonally, although they may touch each other diagonally. So that would be a different region. But if you had a region here, that would actually be part of the first region because it would join on. So those are the rules. It's weird to look at this grid and think that those rules are going to let us fill this in uniquely, especially with this enormous 5x5 empty area that you could theoretically put anything in, as far as I can see. I do not know how that's going to be disambiguated. I'm looking forward to finding out. I think this is going to be hard from whatever I've heard. So I've been making a few predictions recently on the length of the video, and I'm going to go for an hour this time. I don't see, I mean, it's a huge grid. I don't know how to start. I don't know how we're going to finish it. Fascinating. So do try it though yourselves. I mean, the video time might prove that I'm over or underestimating, and that'll be a better guide to the difficulty, although not if I make as many mistakes as yesterday. But I'm going to try it now. Let's get cracking. And that's easy to say, but what the heck do you do? Oh, okay. Here's an arrow that we know about. Now, I think we do. In a normal puzzle, that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be 1, 2, and that would be 9. I think that's still the case here because you can't repeat a number in a column. So the minimum they can be is 1, 2, 3. The minimum they can be in are 1, 2 in that column. And 9 is the maximum number we're allowed. So I think that has to be right as a start. Oh, I see. Yes, okay. Since every marked cell is part of a region, let's colour some regions. They're all orthogonally connected, so that's one region, and it's clearly got to be a different region since it's got a 1 and a 2 in it from this one. Oh look, there's loads connected together, so those 6 cells are all connected. This one's huge. Is that it? That's a 9-cell region. Or a microscope, whatever it is. That's what it is. That has to be right, and that's complete. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe that's how we're going to get along. Look, there's another one here. What's that? 8 cells. Then there's no, this is bigger. There's a 7-cell at least region there. Obviously, when it's not already 9, we could be adding another digit, another cell or 2 onto the region from the white space. Oh look, here's one. And another one here. Oh yeah, there are some big old regions here. This is deliberate, isn't it? 4 there. Ah, and 4 here. Now, could that join on to be a 9? It could. Okay, I'm going to have to bear in mind. Yeah, that's interesting. Orange and yellow could join together. I don't think any of the other shapes I've done can, because none of the others can reach this apart from purple, which isn't allowed to be part of it because of the 1, 2s. And all of the others would be too big if they joined on together. They'd get up to 11 cells or something. So yeah, it's just with these 2 for now that I'm trying to remember that they could be part of the same. The fact that I've done them in different colours isn't going to necessarily mean they're different. I don't know, maybe they are different. Anyway, let's see. What else can we do? I mean, this is... these are all 5 small digits here. They can't add up to more than 17 because the 2 arrows are in the same row. So they must include 1, 2, and 3. Now, does that... I wonder if that means that this shape can't join onto these 2 cells. If that was a 9, then all of the arrows involved would have to add up to at least 26. And that's 7 cells, which would always add up to at least 28. Yes, sorry, even if that's a 9 and that's an 8, all of these cells are going to have to add up to, at most, is what I should have said, 26. But in fact, the cells I've highlighted if these were blue at the top, would have to add up to at least 28. So that's different. But it could be just a 1, 2 shape. No, it couldn't, because that can't be a 3 because of this line. So this isn't a shape on its own. It can't join on to blue. It's not finished, so it must come out to this cell to avoid joining onto blue. And therefore it's part of this region, because that's in a region because it's marked. Oh, and this one is a different region, is it? Or could it be part? No, it can't be part of blue. Ah, that's quite an interesting point. Every time there's a 1 cell arrow, you're looking into a different region between them. Yes, that's important. Oh, that's really important here. Look at this circle. This is brilliant. The minimum value for this circle is 6 because it's adding up 3 cells in the same region. Yeah, that's right. But this shape, if that's a 6, this cell is a 6. But then its region has to have 6 cells, at least. How is this region, not blue, going to have 6 cells? It can't touch blue. So it's going to have to come down here and here. And it can't join onto yellow or it would be an 11-cell region. So it's stopped there. That's it. That's this shape done. Okay, I'm now going to deploy the pen. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. No, what am I doing? Settings, pen tool. I'm going to deploy the pen tool because I want to block off regions that cannot go any further. We've got the microscope and that one in the corner so far, because it will just help me learn which regions have been totally finalized. Anyway, oh yeah, there's only 6 cells in here. So that is a 6 and that's a 6 and we've got a digit in the grid. That is made up of 1, 2, 3. This circle is an odd, so that's 1 or 3. There's definitely a 2 there. I'm going to mark that. Oh, so these two in blue, they're 4 and 5 because we've used up 1, 2, and 3. That's a 9. Ah, orange now has to have 9 cells in it. That's huge. That's got to come through here, hasn't it? It can't. Yes, I was just wondering, can it join onto this? No, because that would have used up 1, 2, 3, and 6 would need at least 4, 5 on its arrow. That's nonsense. So it's not going to join to yellow, and it's not joining to blue, and therefore to get to 9 cells, it's going to have to come through here and there. And oh, and that's going to join it onto those 2 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's 9 cells. We've done it. That's so strange. That's that region's. I hope I haven't made a mistake, but that looks right to me. And now, what do we know about? That's either 1, 5 or 2, 4. This is, well, an even number. That's, oh, this one. Don't know. This is, oh, this is going to be little. Yes, of course. Look at all these arrows. Right, what is the maximum value of these circles? I suppose those 2 could both be 9 and that could be 8. So again, 26. So these arrows, which have to be 6 different numbers, can add up to at most 26. I don't know what that means. Oh, hang on, this digit, look. This can't be more than 5. Yeah, that's interesting. 5, 4, or 3 there and there. So these are made up of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're running out of digits. And look, yeah, 1. Oh, we've got a 4, 5 there. So that's either 1 or 2. That's either 4 or 5. Oh, that's either 4 or 5 as well. Now we've used 4 and 5 in column 4. So that's not a 4. And we're using up a lot of the 1, 2, 3, 4 digits in these columns. So this is going to struggle. But how can we show the struggle better? Oh yes, and I started off thinking about this strange little arrow. What region is this in? Or it's not in orange or purple because we've finished them. Oh, it's got to be, I think it's got to be its own one cell region, because if it went there, it would join purple, same there. If it went there, it would join orange, same there. That is stuck. That is marooned like a desert island. And when there's a one cell region, we know by the rules it contains a 1. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That makes this yellow arrow a 2, 3 with a 5 in the circle. That's fantastic. So this is 4, that's 4, that's 5. We get a 5 up here and a 1. There's a 2 looking down at that cell, so we know which way around that goes. So now there's not a 3 in there. So that's the 3 on the odd digit circle. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. 1, 2, 3 in column 3. So that's now a 4, 5 pair. That's a 9. Now, what about this pair next? I'm going to look. Oh, look, just in this column, we've got 8 cells highlighted. This one is 7 or 8 by elimination. Now, how are we going to make up 7? We're going to 1, 6 to make 7 or 1, 7 to make 8. We're definitely using the 1. And then these 2 arrows, oh, and remember this is longer. That's got to be 2, 3. Yeah, you can't go 2, 6 or you'd go up to 10. So that's a 2, 3 pair. 6, 7, that's 1 or 2. No, it's not 1. That's a 2. And now we know the total of this arrow. This is beautiful. Oh, bother. No, we do, yes. I thought, crikey, I've made it 9, but no, I actually knew I was working on 8 as a maximum when I started, so 8 there. 8, 2, 3, 9, 4, 5. This is 1, 6, or 7 as well in the column. Oh, it's not 1, because 1's definitely in one of those 2. 6 or 7. And what? Ah, well, that's not a marooned cell on its own. And it can't use any of those cells or it would touch purple. So it's got to use that cell. So that is red. Oh, that's an 8. Couldn't be clearer. That's a 9. Yes, do look for these single arrows. They are very easy to fill. 9. 9's interesting. How's this shape going to have a 9? Is it going to come down here? It can't with all low numbers because it would clash with what must be 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. That can't be a 4, that can't be a 3. Oh, hang on, this 2 is looking across here. 1 and 2. That's looking across to blue. Does this work our way up? Yes, we get a 1 here. Oh, and 2, 3 on top of the yellow. That's lovely. That 2 looked across, sorted those out. That purple sorted out blue. Blue sorted out the first of yellow. This is now a 4. This is 3. Oh, we can do the rest of red. Oh, it just works across, back and forth across the grid in all the colours. That's lovely. So they're all done. This is 6 or 8 because it sees 4 and 2. Oh, what's this? 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 9. That's 6, 7 or 8 as well. There. So's this, I think. This sees 1, 2, 3, 4 in its row, 5, 9 in its region. So that is 6, 7 or 8. So that's a triple, a weird 6, 7, 8 triple. Then we've got 3 and 4. Yep, we can put them in the cage, the region. There they go. Look, loads of these are done at the top. This odd cell is 5 or 7. This purple region, this has to expand. Yellow doesn't have to, but purple... Oh, look, blue is finished. There's no way blue can expand. So let's fill in the outline just for my sanity. It makes it easier if I do that. Purple has to expand. Red is finished. Oh, we need a 1 in yellow. Of course, we need a 1 in yellow. Can't go here because it can't join on to purple. Well, okay, hang on. It can go here, where we don't have a 1 in the column yet, but it doesn't have to be there, because it's going to be one of these has to be an extra yellow. This is the way to look at it. Forget 1. The fact that we're missing 1 means yellow has to expand. The fact that yellow has to expand means that one of these two becomes yellow, and then it joins onto this, which is also yellow, therefore. And now it doesn't have to be 1 that forms the bridge, so I don't have to put the bridge here. I could put the bridge here. In fact, what's this arrow going to be if it can't have 2, 3, 4, or 5 in it? It's going to be either, well, it's going to have a 1 here and a 6 or 7 there. And then the bridge is going to be 6, 7, or 8. Oh, well, actually, the bridge is not going to be 6, because it has to be in one of those positions, and we've got those 6s. Oh, brilliant. So the bridge is 7 or 8, and that makes this cell 6. That makes this cell 7. Just going to fix that as a 1, 6 pair. That gives us 7s. Now the bridge is 8, but we don't know which cell it goes in. That's really, really interesting. There's such interesting logic in this. Now, what's happening? I mean, we've got a lot done at the top. Let's look further down the bottom. What's happened down here? Now we've got this 7. Oh, here's something really interesting in this row. This row's now got 8 cells coloured in it. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, this is unbelievably useful. Okay, 2 successive deductions here. First of all, there's 8 cells coloured in it. There could be 1 more, obviously, but where does 9 go? And that may be a nonsensical question, because obviously there doesn't have to be a 9 in the row at all. However, if there is a 9, where does it go? And that's exciting, because look at these 2 9s that we've placed. That means 9 can't be in those cells. 9 can never be on a 2-cell arrow, because its circle would be 10. And that means that none of these cells can be a 9. Now, I still don't know whether there is a 9 in this row, but what I do know is none of these highlighted cells are a 9, and therefore they've got to be 1 to 8. And then the beautiful question is, where does 8 go? It can't go in red, because we've already got an 8 in red. And as long as I've done this right, and it's glorious, that means 8 has to be in one of these green cells. And that's obviously 8 and 1 making 9. And suddenly we leap into this green region for the first time with a definite number. 9 is on an arrow that sees a 1 and a 2, so it's either 3, 6 or 4, 5. Oh, that's orange. I should have known that. It's obviously coloured and it joins on. Now, what about these? These are from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 5 or 6. 2 is definitely on the arrow, because we can't use 1 again. So 2's got to be here. That can't be a 3, so it's a 4. 6 there. That now can't be a 6. 4 there sees this cell, so we've got 5 and 4. This has to be 3. It's all that's left. That's okay above. This one, well, I reckon it can be 1, 5, well, it can't be 9, 1 or 5, and that's pointing to this cell, which is in a different region. Now, I suspect this, I was going to say I suspect it's purple, but actually it could just as easily be orange. Oh, hang on, what do we know about this? It's not 9 or 8, but it adds up 3 cells, so it's 6 or 7, aha! 1 and 2 are on this arrow, and not in that cell. So that becomes a 5. Yeah, that's okay. 1 and 2 are there, so that sorts out this 6, 1 pair. Now this is either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. That's all. Oh no, that's also 6 or 7, and it sees a 6. So there we go. We did know what that was. This is now a 1, 2, 4 set to make up 7. This row has also got 8. Oh, it's going to need... No, the row doesn't need a 3. It's the shapes that need the numbers. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 7. I bet we can tell what this is. It's... Oh, it's not 6 as well. Well, it can't be as little as 5. It's got to be 9 or 8, but these have to be 3, 5. No, yes, they can't be 3, 6. So that's a 3, 5 pair, and that is 8. And this orange region needs a 6. Ah, it can't have this 5 because it's got a 5 now. So can this form a separate region, or does it have to join purple? That's an interesting question. If this was a separate region, I don't see how it could get any more cells than those 4 without touching another region. Therefore, I think it has to be purple. I'm confident about that. That's a 7. Oops. 7. So this is 8. And that sorts out the whole of orange at the top. Right, now this has to join on to this. I think it's got to come through those 2 cells. I don't see how it could avoid doing that. So they're purple. This sees a 6 and a pair that involves a 3. So that's a 4. In fact, the pair that involves a 3 sorts out that 2, 3 pair. Now this is 3 or 6. Now we know it's not 3. So purple needs a 3. Where's purple going to get a 3? Not here because of the 3, 5 pair. Not here because of that 3. Not here because of that 3. It's got to be in one of these 2 places. Not here because of that 3. I think it's got to be here. That gets us into that 5 by 5 region, which is bizarre. Oh, look, and that's finished off purple. I think that's the only place purple can have a 3. So let's outline it, which is interesting from the point of view of that square that it's diagonally touching. Well, I think it's interesting. That is a different colour. Now, does it join onto orange? Which it could well. That could be a 6 with a 9 here. Oh, in fact, orange can't now extend. Orange needs a 6. Oh my goodness, it can't have one in these 2 rows. So where's orange's 6 going to come? Well, as we say, it could come up here. Or it's down in this row. Can't be in the row below. Wow, that's weird. So either that is an orange 6 or one of those. I can't pencil mark that. Not even going to try. Okay, what are we at with this arrow? Let's have a look at this. Can't be 9, 1, 8 or 7. So it's at least 2, 3. Which makes this a 5. But actually, I know that this is at least 6. How do I know that? Because these 2 circles have 5 blue cells. Yes, this is quite interesting now. 5 blue cells add up to at least 15, because to be different, they have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 2 blue circles have to add up to at least 15. But this one can't actually be 9 or 7 anymore. So that's 6 or 8. This has to now be at least 7. 7, 8 or 9. I don't think it can be 8, because at least 15 would make that 8 and 6. So that is 7 or 9. And this doesn't have a 1 or a 4 on it. So if it was 7, it would be 2, 5. And if it was 9, it also can't be 2, 7. If it was 9, it would be 3, 6. Which is a bit weird. Oh, look, I've got a 3 looking down here. Hang on a sec. 5, 3. Right, that means that's a 4, 5 pair. And that means this is not whatever I said with a 5 in it. I think I said 5, 2 for 7. So that's 3, 6 for 9 there. And there's a 6 there. So this becomes an 8. And the 5 cells here add up to 17. Oh, and blue's going to have to be bigger. Now, the only digit I could put in this row is a 9. So blue's not going to expand up there. Blue's going to be 2 cells bigger. Oh, it could use that. Okay, I don't know much about that then. Oh, I do. I've got an 8 looking at that cell. 1, 8. That can't be 1 now. I think one of the guys who wrote to us about the puzzle said the best thing about it is that the logic lasts from beginning to end. It doesn't suddenly get easier, and that has been true. Now look at this. This needs a 1, doesn't it? I'd forgotten that. It could get 1 there or there. Have to always remember it could bridge across with a 9 to get a 1. Well, it can't, actually. It can't have a 9 in this row. So the 1 has to be in this row. And I think it has to be in one of those 2 cells. Can't be there. Yeah, it's got to be. It mustn't join on to another region. So the red 1 is in one of those 2 cells. Now, I've kind of been putting off thinking about this stuff, but I guess it's time. This can't have a 1 on it. So it's at least 2, 3. Oh, but this sees every number up to 6. Actually, it now sees 9 as well. So that's 7 or 8. This could, oh, what could it be? 3, 4 making 7. Oh my goodness, there's no way for it to make 8 because of 1, 5, 6. 1, 7, 2, 6 and 3, 5 are all ruled out. So that's 7. And it has to be a 3, 4 pair. That's bizarre. And let's make this blue, I suppose. So it needs a lot more cells, and it can't get, well, there's a 1 there now. It can't get a 1 anywhere up. Actually, look at the 1s in the columns. Oh, how's this going to get a 1 at all? It's going to have to stretch across to this column or this one to get a 1. What the heck? Ah, well, it can do that. But remember, this is a colour. So however blue gets across here, it's going to connect onto that. So that's blue. And that's blue. Wow, it's a big old region, isn't it? And it's going to get a 1 somewhere here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 1 is going to be a 6th cell, 1 in each of those. So it's at least 8 big. I'm a bit nervous how I'm ever going to get 8 disambiguated there as well. Oh no, actually, let's think about... Oh, yeah, this does it. This does it, because blue's going to have to come through this column. And this column's already got 8 cells. Once we put a blue cell in it, that's the 9th cell, and this is not coloured. That's brilliant. So the 9th cell in the column is a single blue. Can it come through here? I don't know quite where it comes through yet. One of those 2, and it's an 8. I do know that, because that's all we've got left for the column. So that gets rid of that 8, and now this 8 is finalised. Let's get the colour right. Let's do the pen tool business, because I like to do that. Oh, should have started at the edge. There we go. That box is finished. That region is finished. No, I don't know. I don't want to say this yellow region is finished yet. We'll get to that hopefully at the end. Now, 7, 3, 4. It's going to use an 8 there. What's it going to use in this column? 5, 3. I did spot. Oh, sorry, I'm still on the pen tool. Foolishly. 5, 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 7. Well, blue's not going to take an 8 here because it's going to take an 8 in column 3. It's going to take a 9 here, and that's all. 7, 3, 4, 8, 9. It probably comes across here. In this column, this is left to be 6 or 9, but it's blue, so it's 6. Because the blue 9 is in one of these. 6, this is 2 or 5. But, we don't know that this is blue. Oh, but we do know that it can't be 4. So it's a 1 going with a 5. I bet it is a blue 1 now, because that means this is the red 1. And now blue can't get a 1 apart from that. So that is the blue 1. And it needs to connect with one of these cells. So these two are where 8 and 9 go, not there. Oh, that is amazing. Look at this. And it needs a 2 now in one of those two cells. We know where that is. Well, I can see that. I just want to check the other one doesn't have one. So that's another region complete. Another region that we barely knew existed a moment ago. Oh, it's brilliant. This puzzle's absolutely fantastic. It is virtually paranormal, isn't it? Oh, look, now the 5 has fixed 4, 5. That fixes 4, 3. Oh, these now have to be 1, 2, 7 in the row. So that's the 2, 7 pair. That's a 1. Now the 8 has to be 1, 3, 4. That works fine. This blue cage needs a 5 and a 6. Six could be there or in this row. 5, oh, 5 also can't be there. 5 could be there or in this row as well. Now, okay, what's this colour? It can't be a 1. That's significant. This shape, let me just, maybe I should finish off this first. This needs a 2, which now can't be any of these cells, or that one, or that one, and yet it's got to be a green shape. I think it must mean this is 2. Must do. That's green. Let's pencil in my little green island. Pen in my little green island, maybe. Oh, have we now ruled out a 9 from red while I've got the pen tool out? There's 9s in these anti-penultimate and sub-anti-penultimate rows, so there can't be a 9 anywhere, I don't think. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, not there either. Okay, so I think that's an 8 island, not a 9 like most of them. There we go. Now I'm thinking about this. If it can't be a 1, the biggest it could be as a lone shape is 2 cells big. So it's got to be part of blue. It's got to be the 5 since it's odd, and the 6 can't be there, so the 6 is there. Those are blue. That shape is absolutely finito. And we move on. We've just got these 2 weird squares. Oh, no, we don't have just that. We have a 6 and maybe a 9 to put on that. We have to decide whether to finish off yellow and whether we have any other blanks to deal with. So this is even, and it can't be 4, 8, or 6. Ooh, that's a 2. This is even and can't be 2 or 8. So that's 4 or 6. Ah, hang on, I've just noticed a 3 looking all the way down to there. So that is resolved. Now, this 2, 7, this stuff's not. Oh, that hasn't changed whether that's a 4 or 6. Right. Now look at 1s again. Look at all these 1s in the rows. Where are we going to get any more 1s? One, 1, 1. We can't go down below that row. The only row where we can get a single 1 is this row. And that 2 is going to need a 1 in its new shape. And that 1 is going to have to come in one of those 2 cells. And this is not going to be a new shape, and there is not going to be any other new shape because we can't get another 1 in. So this is the last shape, the 2. And this is either in orange, where it's a 6, or it's in this shape. What's going on now? What do we learn from that? Oh, this is odd. I've only just noticed I'm being told which way round they go. So that's not a 2. That was good because I was wondering how that was going to get disambiguated. It's just been sitting there. Now, that 2 joins to a 1. Well, it could just join to a 1 there. That 6 could join to a 9 there, and we're done. And I suspect that's right, but I do need to prove it. Maybe it's about where a 3 could join on. So, could this 2 shape have a 3? Oh my goodness, it can't go there because of this 3, say. It can't be in this row because of that 3. It can't be in this row. It can't be in that row or this 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 row. You can't have a 3 anywhere in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't have a 3 anywhere in the top 8 rows, and it can't get to the 9th and beyond without joining onto these shapes. So this 2 shape does not have a 3. It has to be next to its 1. That is my last shape. I think we can probably give up on that expanding, but I'll check that in a moment. That's not a 1 now. That 1, of course, fixes the 4, 2, 1 there. This now can't join onto that shape, so it has to join on down here. And we can put in 6 and 9 to glue it together. Let's draw my colors, and then I will consider that last yellow shape at the top. I think I'm finished here. There's going to be no point clicking the tick. Now, 1, 2, 3 there. How do we definitely know? So in this column, we could have a 6 or 8, but we couldn't have a 6, so we could only have an 8. I should try and find some number that's definitely ruled out. 6 or 8 there, 4 or 9 here, 4 or 7 here. I mean, we are finished. I just want to finally prove it somehow. It's difficult. There must be a proof of how this can't expand, because it can't have a 4 or a 5 here. Could have a 6. It can't have a 6 there either. The only digit it could have here in these cells is an 8 by Sudoku. I'm just going to sort of pencil in that it could extend out to an 8. Then here, that could connect on to either a 4 here or a 9 here. Ah, but the 4, oh, well, the 4 could connect onto a 7 here, the 9 to a 7 here. I mean, it doesn't happen. I know it doesn't happen, but it could. Let's just try it with a 4 and a 7. This couldn't be 9 or 6 in this column, so we'd have to have a 5. And then you couldn't get a 6 or a 9, so it just can't extend through there. And if it went up here, what did I say, a 9 there, so the shape's bigger than ever. 7 here. This is the last possibility, and I'm going to rule it out. Yeah, this cell can't be 4, 5, or 6. Oh, this one could be 4, and we haven't quite got rid of it. This could be 5. That's brilliant. This could actually snake out all the way along here, I think, unless I'm missing something. But then you couldn't get a 6 because those 3 rows have had a 6 already. So maybe that's the fundamental point, is this shape can never get a 6. It can't just use 4 and 5 in the next 2 rows because you just can't get them in. The only place for a 4 in the next 2 columns, rather, is there. And it can never get a 6 because all of these cells are banned from hosting a 6. and it just can't reach across. Oh, in fact, all of those cells are banned from hosting a 6, and it can't get down this far. I mean, that's slightly intricate, and you probably don't need to go that far. Once you see this shape, you realise that you are finished, but I like to be complete. I can't help it. And there we go. That is Suguru Chaos reconstructed. What an incredible puzzle. So I was slightly overestimating the time, but there is some wonderful logic there. I think we've proved also the only row, there was one row left without a 1 in it, wasn't there? Here. You can't just stick a 1 in. The only place would be there, and there's a column with a 1 in it there. So there's no other island where you could put a 1 in. So not even a solitary extra island could be added to this beautiful map of Math Pesto's Suguru Chaos deconstruction. So thanks to them. Thank you to you for watching and following the channel as always. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.